The Sphinx isn't just a statue, it's a riddle, wrapped in time. Ancient Egyptian texts barely mention it. In fact, for centuries, it was buried beneath the sand, forgotten by history. The name, Sphinx, comes from Greek mythology, but the Egyptians called it Abu al-Hol, meaning, Father of Terror. Its face, though eroded by time, is believed to be that of Pharaoh Khafre. But is that really the case? Some experts challenge this idea, claiming the head is too small compared to the body, suggesting it was recarved from something even older. Could the Sphinx predate the pyramids themselves? Deep in the desert, over 300 miles south of Cairo, lies Abydos, one of the most sacred places in all of Egypt. To the ancient Egyptians, this was no ordinary city. It was the burial site of Osiris, the god of the underworld. Pilgrims traveled here in hopes of securing a place in the afterlife. The centerpiece of Abydos? The Temple of Seti I. A masterpiece of art and architecture, this temple holds one of the most mysterious artifacts in all of Egypt. Inside the Temple of Seti I, there's something incredible, the Abydos King List. This ancient inscription names 76 Egyptian rulers, carefully recorded in sequence. But here's where things get interesting. Some names are missing. Famous pharaohs like Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, and Tutankhamun are absent. Were they erased from history? Or was Seti I intentionally hiding something? Some theorists even believe the list hints at a lost civilization, one that predates recorded history. Could this be evidence of an older, forgotten chapter of Egypt's past? Just behind Seti I's temple lies something even more mysterious, the Osirian. Unlike the rest of Abydos, this structure doesn't match traditional Egyptian architecture. The blocks are massive, weighing over 60 tons each, and fit together with extreme precision, almost like the megalithic structures of Peru or Stonehenge. Here's the question, was the Osirian built before the rest of Abydos? And if so, by whom? Some researchers believe it could date back 10,000 years or more, a relic of an advanced civilization lost to time. Could this be one of the oldest structures in the world? Leaving Abydos, we travel south to Luxor, the ancient city once known as Thebes, the capital of the New Kingdom. This city is an open-air museum, home to some of the greatest monuments of ancient Egypt. At its heart, the Temple of Luxor, dedicated to the god Ammonius. This temple was not just a place of worship, it was a political and spiritual center, where pharaohs were crowned and the gods were honored. One of the most striking features. The Avenue of the Sphinxes, a 1.7-mile road lined with over 1,300 Sphinx statues, connecting Luxor Temple to Karnak. This city was built for the gods, but its greatest treasures lie just across the river. On the west bank of Luxor, hidden within the desert cliffs, lies the Valley of the Kings, a royal cemetery unlike any other. For over 500 years, pharaohs were buried here, hidden from tomb raiders. Unlike the pyramids, these tombs were carved deep into the rock, filled with treasures and magical texts to guide the dead through the afterlife. Here, we find the tomb of Tutankhamun, discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter. But could there still be undiscovered tombs waiting to be found? Some archaeologists believe there are hidden chambers beneath Luxor that may contain even greater treasures. From the sacred tombs of Abydos to the grand temples of Luxor, these sites stand as a testament to the power, mystery, and brilliance of ancient Egypt. But how much of their story do we truly understand? Could there be hidden secrets waiting to be uncovered? What do you think? Were Abydos and Luxor simply royal monuments, or do they hold clues to a lost civilization? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through Egypt's ancient wonders, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Until next time, keep exploring. Because history is full of secrets, waiting to be revealed. This is Karnak, a city of gods, built over 2,000 years by dozens of pharaohs. Located in Luxor, Karnak wasn't just a temple, it was the spiritual heart of ancient Egypt. At its center, the great temple of Ammonius. The sheer scale of Karnak is mind-blowing. 134 giant columns make up the great hypostyle hall, creating one of the most awe-inspiring structures ever built. Some of these columns stand as tall as a 7-story building. But Karnak isn't just impressive, it's full of mysteries. Karnak wasn't just built for worship. Many believe it was an astronomical observatory. Its design aligns perfectly with the sun and stars, suggesting the ancient Egyptians had advanced knowledge of astronomy. During the winter solstice, the temple's axis aligns directly with the rising sun, flooding the main sanctuary with golden light. Could this be evidence that Karnak was not just a temple, but a calendar of the cosmos? And then, there's the mystery of the missing obelisk. At Karnak, we find the tallest standing obelisk in Egypt, but next to it, an empty base. Some believe a missing obelisk once stood here, possibly taken or destroyed. What happened to this lost monument? And could it hold clues to the lost knowledge of the ancients? Karnak also features a massive sacred lake, where priests would perform rituals of purification. But some believe it had another purpose, a hidden function related to energy and resonance. Researchers suggest the stone structures around the lake may have amplified sound frequencies, creating a unique vibrational effect. Could the priests of Karnak have known something about sound and energy that we have yet to rediscover? As incredible as Karnak is, another temple deep in the south holds even greater secrets. About 500 miles south of Cairo, on the west bank of the Nile, stands one of the most well-preserved temples in Egypt, the Temple of Edfu. Dedicated to the falcon god Horus, Edfu is more than just a temple, it is a library of lost knowledge, carved into stone. At its entrance, 2 massive statues of Horus stand as guardians. But once inside, something even more mysterious awaits. Within the walls of Edfu Temple, we find an ancient text known as the Edfu building texts. These inscriptions tell a strange story, about a time before the pharaohs, before even the pyramids. They describe a first time, a golden age when gods walked the earth and built great cities. But then, disaster struck. A cataclysm wiped out this civilization, and the survivors rebuilt their world. Some believe this could be the story of Atlantis, or a lost civilization that existed thousands of years before recorded history. Could Edfu Temple be preserving the memory of a forgotten past? The Temple of Edfu also tells the legendary story of Horus and Set, a cosmic battle between good and evil. Horus, the falcon god, represents order, justice, and the sun. Set, the god of chaos, symbolizes destruction and darkness. Their war, fought across the land and sky, was said to have shaped Egypt itself. But what if this story is more than just a myth? Some researchers believe it could represent a real, ancient conflict, possibly even a war between 2 advanced civilizations. Is it possible that Edfu Temple holds clues to a forgotten war that shaped human history? Karnak and Edfu stand as timeless monuments to Egypt's power, wisdom, and mystery. One, a grand temple aligned with the cosmos, the other, a vault of ancient knowledge that may hold clues to a lost civilization. But how much of their secrets remain undiscovered? And could these temples be part of something even bigger, a global network of ancient wisdom? What do you think? Were these temples simply places of worship, or could they be preserving forbidden knowledge from the distant past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through Egypt's ancient wonders, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Until next time, keep exploring. Because history is full of secrets, waiting to be uncovered. High above the Nile, on a bend in the river, stands the Temple of Kom-Ombo, a temple like no other. Why? Because it was dedicated to 2 gods, a rare phenomenon in Egyptian temples. On one side, we have Sobek, the crocodile god, associated with strength, fertility, and the power of the Nile. On the other, Horus the Elder, the falcon-headed god of kingship, order, and healing. Two opposing forces, chaos and order, destruction and protection, existing side by side. But why did the ancient Egyptians build a temple honoring both? Was it a symbol of balance, or a warning? Hidden within Ka-Ombo's walls is something extraordinary, Egypt's first known medical texts. Carved into the stone, we see ancient surgical instruments, including scalpels, forceps, and bone saws. These inscriptions suggest that Ka-Ombo was not just a temple, but also a medical center where priests acted as healers. Could this be one of the earliest hospitals in history? And if the Egyptians had advanced medical knowledge thousands of years ago, how did they learn it? Some believe this wisdom was handed down from an even older civilization. Ka-Ombo wasn't just a temple, it was also home to one of ancient Egypt's most feared and respected creatures, the crocodile. Dozens of mummified crocodiles have been found here, carefully preserved as offerings to Sobek. But why were these deadly creatures worshipped? To the Egyptians, the crocodile was both a protector and a destroyer. They believed that by honoring Sobek, they could control the dangers of the Nile and ensure safe passage through its waters. But could there be another reason for their worship? Some researchers believe the crocodile cult may have had hidden knowledge, secrets about nature, power, and survival that we are only beginning to understand. Now, we travel south to one of the most breathtaking and sacred places in Egypt. Philae. Unlike Ka-Ombo, Philae isn't just a temple, it's an island sanctuary, dedicated to the goddess Isis, the divine mother, healer, and protector of the dead. Philae was one of the last strongholds of ancient Egyptian religion, long after most of Egypt had converted to Christianity. But what makes Philae truly mysterious, is that it holds the last known hieroglyphs ever written. In the year 394 AD, on the walls of Philae, a priest carved the final hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt, marking the end of an era that lasted over 3,000 years. Shortly after, the Roman Empire banned the old Egyptian religion, and the secrets of hieroglyphs were lost for over 1,000 years, until their rediscovery in the 19th century. Could these last inscriptions be a final message from the past, warning us of something we have yet to uncover? Philae is unique for another reason: it was moved, stone by stone, to save it from being lost forever. In the 1960s, when Egypt built the Aswan High Dam, Philae was at risk of being submerged beneath the rising waters of the Nile. In a race against time, a massive project relocated the entire temple complex to a nearby island, preserving it for future generations. But some believe the temple's original location held special energy, and that moving it may have severed its connection to the past. From the duality of Ka-Ombo to the sacred sanctuary of Philae, these temples stand as timeless monuments to Egypt's rich spiritual and scientific heritage. But could they also hold hidden knowledge, about medicine, cosmic balance, and even lost civilizations? And what can we learn from the last words of Philae, carved in stone before an ancient world faded into history? What do you think? Were these temples simply places of worship, or did they serve a greater purpose? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through Egypt's ancient wonders, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Until next time, keep exploring. Because history is full of secrets, waiting to be uncovered. While the pharaoh was the ruler of Egypt, his power was not absolute. In the shadows, another force was growing, the priesthood. Egyptian priests were more than just religious figures, they controlled wealth, knowledge, and even the king himself. Some historians believe that, at times, the priests of Ammonius were more powerful than the pharaoh. But how did they achieve this? The answer lies in the priest's coronation, an elaborate ritual that transformed ordinary men into divine representatives of the gods. But what exactly did this ceremony involve? Before a priest could be crowned, he had to undergo a secret initiation. This was no ordinary process, it was a journey of mental, physical, and spiritual transformation. Some accounts suggest that initiates were placed in underground chambers, where they faced tests of endurance, isolation, and even encounters with sacred animals. Why? Because the priests were not just religious figures, they were keepers of divine knowledge. Only those who passed these tests were deemed worthy to take part in the final ceremony, the priest's coronation. The priest's coronation was no ordinary event, it was a ritual that transformed a mortal man into a living embodiment of the gods. The ceremony took place in the most sacred chambers of Egypt's temples, hidden from the eyes of the public. First, the initiate was purified in sacred water, cleansing him of earthly ties. Then, he was dressed in priestly robes, each color and symbol representing a cosmic force. Finally, the most sacred moment arrived, the placing of the headdress. This was not just an act of leadership, it was believed to channel the power of the gods directly into the priest's soul. But could this ritual have had a deeper purpose? Some researchers believe the coronation was more than just symbolic, it may have involved an ancient form of energy transfer or even knowledge passed down from a lost civilization. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding the Egyptian priesthood is their forbidden knowledge. Priests were the only ones who could access the most sacred texts, books that contained knowledge of medicine, astronomy, and even lost sciences. Some texts describe a universal energy, a force that the priests could control. Did the coronation ceremony unlock hidden powers within the human mind? And could the priests have possessed knowledge that we have yet to rediscover? One of the most shocking theories suggests that these rituals were not of human origin. Ancient Egypt's connection to the cosmos is undeniable. Many of their temples align perfectly with celestial bodies. The Great Pyramid itself is believed to encode astronomical data that modern scientists are only now beginning to understand. Could it be that the priesthood's rituals, including the priest's coronation, were designed to connect with something beyond this world? Some theorists believe the ancient Egyptian priests were not just worshipping gods, they were in contact with something greater. Could this be why their knowledge was so advanced? And could the priest's coronation have been a way to pass down this wisdom through generations? The priest's coronation was not just a ceremony, it was a rite of passage, a transformation that granted access to forbidden knowledge and cosmic power. But how much of this wisdom has been lost, or hidden from us? And could the key to understanding Egypt's greatest secret still lie buried beneath the sands, waiting to be uncovered? What do you think? Were the Egyptian priests simply religious leaders, or were they something much more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of ancient Egypt, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Until next time, keep exploring. Because history is full of secrets, waiting to be revealed.